It's your boy Triple Black, aka the number one stunner. Anyways, man, make sure you guys go out and check out my podcast. I'm just on here real quick to chop it up with the family. Man, um, wow, I just got some news. Jalen Hurts is transferring to freaking um, Oklahoma. But anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk to you guys about, man. Shout out to everybody out there, man, on Facebook, Twitter, uh, YouTube, anything. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to Dina, my sister. I love you, man. I haven't talked to my family in a little bit, man. I've been just working hard, chopping it up, trying to get my business off the ground. Hey, man, I booked my first two clients. Was it a couple of days ago, man? Shout out to Prestige Jewelers. Shout out to Indigo Room. Shout out to them. That's Rachel Ford, man. I'm gonna work with her. Do some big things in the 239 area. You already know what it is. Hey, shout out to Mohammed, man. Make sure you guys go see him. There's an ad that we put on Facebook. You can save 10%. This is the season. Next month, man. A lot of people, going to be looking to get some rings and things, watches and stuff like that for their special someone. And a lot of people are going to be popping the question, all that. So make sure you guys go check him out. Save 10%. Make sure you guys mention the ad. Make sure you mention Johnson Marseille Marketing Solutions. Go ahead and check my website. It's marseillemarketingsolutions.com, where I can handle all your marketing and social media needs. I also do some business consulting and business coaching and stuff like that. And I've talked to a lot of clients, potential clients, and I'm telling you, you have to have a social media strategy, and it's very important. The world runs on social media right now. A lot of old school people that's been running their business don't really see it. They don't really see the value, you know. And as a business owner, you gotta, in order to be successful, one of the things that you have to have is you have to have vision. You have to have vision. You got to be forward thinking. There's a lot of successful business that don't see it coming. If you told a cab company 5 years ago that they would be wiped out by Uber, they would laugh at you. They would think that you're crazy. And look what happened. A lot of people just don't. You get blinded by the cost of it. I can do it myself. I can have my kid do it for me, and just engage in social media. But it's much more strategic than that, and that's all I can tell you. If you look at any major corporation out there, they are strategizing, and a lot of times they're about 2 to 3 years ahead of people. And I have some solutions that'll help you. And I mean, I'm not going to chase anybody around. You'll see it. Everybody, you have to have it. It's just a simple fact. It's just a simple fact. And as a business owner, if you spend a lot of your time, I was listening to Brian Tracy the other day, and Brian Tracy, he says a lot of good things. The one thing that he talked about was time, and time is it's probably the most precious thing. It's very limited. There's only 60 seconds in a minute. There's only 24 hours in a day. There's only 7 days in a week. And as a business owner, all those things are critical. And the more that time that you can spend on the actual strategic vision of your business and taking it to another level is very critical. And the immediate gratification might sound great. Hey, you know what, I'm spending my time and I'm getting this sale, I'm closing this sale, and I'm doing all this stuff, I'm saving this money and stuff like that. But meanwhile, the big corporations and the big business leaders, they you know they're employing people to close, like when you're closing that one sale, they're employing people that close 10 sales. So you're behind the lines. You're behind the lines, and you got to have that forward thinking, strategic vision in the future in order to be successful. And that's the most. I mean, I can talk about it. I can talk about it till I'm blue in the face. Is you have to have a strategic social media marketing strategy in order to make it in any business. And I don't care if you're a Fortune 500 company. I don't care if you're a small mom and pops. I don't care if you're self-employed. It's just a wave in the future, and this is how people communicate. I mean, I'll admit that even though this is the job that I do, now, I mean, I'm still learning something every day. I'm still learning something brand new every single day. The product delivery, service delivery, all that changes all the time. And one of the things is a lot of people internalize certain things. They internalize certain things and they think through the lens of themselves. They think through the lens of themselves. You know what? You know what? If I want to order a pizza, I want to call and talk to the person to order a pizza. That's just the internalized thinking that a lot of people they internalize it. They be like, no. But you got to understand, for every you, there's a whole amount of people that don't want to do the same thing that you do. They want to be able to go on their phone. Hey, pizza near me. Read the Yelp. They want to read the reviews on it, and then they want to go. They want to go. And a lot of people can't really get that concept. Whether you're in you're working at a restaurant, you're doing real estate. You really don't. I mean, it's crazy. Even shopping for a car, the car. I mean, the car dealerships and stuff like that. They have to get with the program, because people are doing a lot of research before they even get to the marketplace. And that's just because we have the information out there. And the thing about it's social proof. And you have to understand the concept of social proof. A lot of people before would rely on word of mouth for social proof, but now we live in an age where you don't have to rely on word of mouth social proof. You don't have to rely on that. You can rely on the internet, and it's a very scary concept, for people to wrap their head around that. They'd be like, man, you know what? Oh God, I want to do things the old-fashioned way. You can't really do it. I mean, I've reached out to a lot of social media clients. I've been reaching out to a lot of real estate agents. In being in real estate, if you're actually moving the needle and you're, showing houses and setting appointments, making phone calls, dealing with your contacts, dealing with the mortgage bankers, and dealing with all those different contacts. If you think about it, in working hours, when you're dealing with your centers of influence, there's only about 8 hours. There's only about 8 hours in a day, and with 8 hours in a day, you don't really have time to do a lot of things. You really don't have time to do a lot of ancillary things. One of the things, because when people go shopping for a house, they're not calling, their real estate agent. Unless their real estate agent is like, their cousin or whatever, they may call them and say, hey, what you got for them, or, their brother or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, they're going online. They're looking for, different listings and things like that. And and 10 years ago, real estate agents used to have they used to pretty much have all the power when it came to house hunting. As far as showing the listings and things like that, because the MLS, but that is accessible to the public now. I mean, it's accessible to the public. Foreclosures, tax deeds, all those type of things are accessible to the public through the internet, and and it's finding in the inventory is not an issue anymore. People can find that inventory. You know, now it's really the real estate agent's job really is to really build the rapport, build the network, build those type of things, build the infrastructure of their particular business, and that part of the game is really time consuming. It's very time consuming, and that's the only way that you're going to be successful. Unless you have a large network, that you have access to, and I'm just using real estate as a thing. So the engagement part of it, you really don't have time to do that unless you pay somebody to do it. You really don't have time to do it, and that's in any business. You really, I mean, even if you're a personal trainer, and you got to think about it, there's limited hours of the day. Do you really have time to really have that engagement? Posting, finding the right things to post, doing your Facebook ads, doing your website, and all those type of things. You really don't have time for it. And like I said, my strategy at first, to really grow my business is to give the information out there. But I'm starting to learn that part of the game, it's not really that important because you can get information. It's about teaching. It's about teaching people how to deliver their product better. That part of it. And I think that is very important. And the type of service that you get with me and what I bring my value to is I can bring an objective look to any sort of business. And I don't have to be an expert in that particular field, but I can give you the general philosophy of the average customer. I can give you, because I'm a consumer myself, and it's not it's just not me. A lot of times you have to get another person's opinion or another person's outlook to give you the proper perspective, because business changes all the time. And you have to have a strategy. And one of the most important mediums, and I keep harping on this, is because a lot of times I have the general conversation, and then you have the cost thing in their head, the cost thing in their head. How much does this cost? 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 But how much is your time worth? How much is your time worth? How much is your time worth for you to find another customer? How much is your time worth to find another customer? That's one of the hardest things in business. One of the hardest things in business is to find another customer. And to find another customer is very hard. You're going to get, a lot of people, depending on what business you're going to have a network. The successful people already have a network already built in place, that, finding that 1 to 2 customers is, per day or whatever, is not an issue. But your competition, they're all doing the same. Everybody's looking for an advantage. And this platform, social media, which Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all those, can give you a comparative advantage on your competition if you know how to use it right. If you don't know how to use it right, employ someone that knows how to use this tool. That's all I can say. And that's where I offer my services. And that's why and make sure you guys like and share this video, man. Also, I just did a podcast this morning. It's a little bit of a rough subject, so if you're tender-hearted or that type of thing, and you don't want to hear the truth or anything like that, please just stay off of it, because I don't want people to to misconstrue what I was saying, or victim blaming or promoting any type of that thing. I mean, because people can think for themselves. Being at an early age, you were taught was right and wrong. So it don't take a rocket scientist to really figure out that this is wrong or this is right. You already know. But anyways, man, holla at your boy. Just want to get on here and chop it up with the fam for a second.